What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a great day, and thank you for tuning into a new episode of the Sports Raid. Before we get started, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about one of our sponsors, BLK Water. BLK Water is a fulvic mineral water with a great amount of electrolytes, antioxidants, a high pH plus level, and is all natural. It comes in amazing different flavors and has amazing health benefits. So if you want black water and amazing flavors, just go over to blkwater.com and use code BLKRAID for 20% off any purchase. Thank you guys and enjoy. I could not be happier to say this. I could not be happier. But the Philadelphia Eagles are back in the playoffs. Oh my God, I was so happy. When Rodney McLeod picked that off was when it hit me. Like, all things are pointing to us going to the playoffs. San Francisco got the job done for us. Green Bay helped us out. And now we don't even need to worry about this game against Dallas on Saturday because we are going back to the playoffs. And we are back with episode 19 of the Sports Raid. I'm Cole Thompson here, your host. YouTube people, sorry. You have not seen an episode in 2 weeks. One, I took Christmas week off, spent time with my family and friends. No business, all just spending time. Good to have a break like that. Number two, the New Year's Eve episode refused to upload to YouTube. If you want to listen to that, it is on any way you can listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anything other than YouTube. But we are back with another YouTube episode and just another episode in general. And it's great. 1 week left of the regular season. So much to go over. There's so much that could happen. I'm going to run through just some of these playoff scenarios. All right, we're going to get right into it. We're going to start off with my picks. We're going to go Kansas City. Denver starts it off. Listen, Kansas City has been they were good. They were good for a lot. They started off 3-4, won 8 straight, lost to Cincinnati, who looked amazing. Jamar Chase went off, but I do think that they get the job done against Denver. Denver really has nothing to play for. They kind of do. Kansas City, that kind of does. I said Cincinnati, I meant Kansas City. The other Saturday game, Eagles, Cowboys. I'm going to say the Cowboys. I really don't see the Eagles winning. I don't really care either. It does not matter. There's no realistic scenario where we play anybody other than the Bucs. I mean, it could happen, but Carolina has to beat the Bucs for us to have a shot of playing LA or San Fran or LA or Arizona. Not going to happen. Bucs are I'll just get to that game. Bucs are going to beat the Panthers. We're going to play the Bucs more than I really don't see a scenario where we don't play the Bucs. Yeah, I really don't see. I mean, I guess no, I'm wrong. Okay, we'll just get to the scenarios later. But we'll go Bucs over the Panthers. Then we have the Ravens, Steelers. Winner is going to have a slim shot of making the playoffs. Loser goes home. Ravens have been struggling. The Ravens have lost what now? 5 in a row. They're going to lose 6 in a row. And the Steelers are going to win and keep Big Ben's miracle shot of making the playoffs one more time. His last ride will stay alive. Cincinnati, Cleveland. Cincinnati's going to run through him. Cincinnati's not going to lose to Cleveland after beating Kansas City. No way, no how. Next up, Packers, Lions. Give me the Green Bay Packers. Well, I really don't see, even if they bench their starters. Lions got their 2 wins for the year. I mean, they're just better than they've just been. The Lions also have not won a road game all year, and they're not going to this week. Tennessee, Houston. Give me the Titans. I think the Titans lock up the 1 seed. I think Tennessee gets the 1 seed, and they're going to get Derrick Henry back for the playoffs. That is scary. That is a scary, scary thing to think about. Colts, Jags. Colts win. They clinch and eliminate the Steelers and the Ravens, and I think they do that, and the Colts are going to go back to the postseason again. Oh, they scared me when they lost to I guess it's Las Vegas now. I'm scared for them. They were hot. They were cooking, and big L there. Vikings, Bears. Give me the Bears. The Vikings are scrubs. The Vikings are just bad. They're just they're coaching. They're so poorly coached that no matter how much talent they have, it will not outweigh how poorly they're coached. They're going to end up tied with the Bears in record too. And the Bears defense has been a top 5 defense this year. Washington Giants, nobody cares. Washington wins. Saints Falcons. Saints are going to win. keep their slim playoff hopes alive. But if they win, it's a lot more than slim. Buffalo, the Jets. Bills are not going to lose the division to the Jets. Dolphins, Patriots. This is another one. I was really hoping the Dolphins could have found a way in the playoffs, but that Patriot, they couldn't get it done. Really have nothing to play for. Pats win. Already said the Bucks win. Cardinals, Seattle. Give me the Cardinals. The Cardinals are an interesting spot here. I think the Cardinals they have something to play for. They're the only team with a top 5 defense and a top 5 offense. San Francisco, LA. I'm going to go LA. I'm going to say the LA Rams win, which means that the New Orleans Saints will be the 7th seed and make the postseason. And San Francisco will miss it. I want to see San Francisco win just because they helped us out. So I'd like to see them get in the playoffs, but I'm picking who I think will win. Chargers, Raiders. I'm going to go with the Chargers. Chargers have a top 5 offense. Their defense has struggled, but I think that they're just, trust me, after all the Raiders have been through this year, it would be cool to see them make the playoffs. I just think the Chargers win. I just think the Chargers are overall a better team. Now, here's what I would like to do. I'm going to share my screen if I figure out how to do that. Or don't. Screen. Yeah. I'm going to record my screen once I get it popped up. And we're just going to go over some of the potential scenarios that we could run into this weekend. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay. What? Oh, no. Never mind. We're not sharing my screen. It wants to make me pay for it. No, I'm not paying for it. So I'll just talk about the scenarios then. Actually. There we go. Or is it still recording? I think so. Yep, it's still recording. All right, we're good. All right. So, yeah, you're hiding. We're not seeing my face. So here are the scenarios. Here's what we're looking at. These were my predictions. Let's go over through some of the scenarios. So let's say the Eagles win. In this scenario, after everything that happened, the Eagles win. They would still be the 6th seed and they would play the Bucks. All right. So the Eagles lose. Let's say the 49ers win. The Eagles would still play the Bucks. But if the Saints lose and the Rams win, the Rams will be the 2 and the Eagles will play. That's what I'm saying. Like for Atlanta and the Rams to win, like it's just a lot that I don't see happening. But if the Panthers win, and we'll say San Francisco wins and Seattle wins, then the Cowboys go up to the 2. This is just fun to play with. Cowboys go up to the 2 there. So we'll reset back to what I think. Biggest one for me that I'm really interested to see. So basically, if the Bucks win, the Falcons would also have to win for us to not. If the Bucks lose, San Francisco would have to win for us to be able to not play the Bucks. So there's a chance, but let's go back to once again what I think happens. That's what I think happens. This is what I think the final playoff picture. Titans 1, Chiefs 2, Cincinnati 3, Buffalo 4, New England 5, Indianapolis 6, Chargers 7, Packers 1, Rams 2, Bucks 3, Cowboys 4, Cardinals 5, Eagles 6, New Orleans Saints 7. Let's go to the AFC. What a weird. Oh, here's my favorite scenario I looked into. So if the Jaguars win and the Chargers win and the Steelers win, the Steelers are in the playoffs unless there's a tie, which would put the Raiders and the Chargers in and leave the Steelers out. So let's reset back to what I think. For Baltimore to get in, they have to win. Jacksonville has to win. and the Dolphins have to beat the Patriots, and the Raiders have to win. No, what? What? What was the? What? Interesting. Interesting. I'm sorry. The Patriots have to beat the Dolphins, and the Raiders have to win for them to get in. That is what it is. Okay. So this is how the Ravens get in. They have to win. Jacksonville has to win. Patriots have to win, and Raiders have to win. So the Ravens have an uphill battle. I think those are all the realistic scenarios, like the only possible scenarios. So that's my final playoff picture. Already went over it. So we see the final playoff picture. We've seen it. Now let's get into what I'm going to do. Is I've been doing the top 5 MVP candidates. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the top 5, my top 3 for each award, starting off with the coach of the year, coming in at number 3, maybe a little biased. I'm going Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni took a 4-11-1 team that was less talented than last year, with his first year playing, starting at quarterback with Jalen Hurts, and brought them to the playoffs. The first year of a rebuild. That is something. That's just something that does not happen that often. So I think he gets his hat thrown in there. At number 2, I have Bill Belichick. What he's doing with a rookie quarterback and just this Patriots team in general is a Bill Belichick thing, and it's awesome. But I think the fact this is a Bill Belichick thing kind of hurts him in a way. I think he's definitely up there, but I think Mike Vrabel is the coach of the year. This Titans team has been depleted, completely depleted. Injuries from Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, offensive linemen, their defense. And they are still in a position. They're still going to more than likely end up with the number 1 seed in the AFC. That is something that you got to give credit for. You have to give him the award for that. Mike Vrabel is my coach of the year. My defensive rookie of the year. It's Micah Parsons. I'm not even going to give up the other. Javon Holland and AJ Terrell. I will mention them because they deserve to be mentioned, because AJ Terrell and Javon Holland have great seasons, but it's not even close. Micah Parsons is an absolute animal all over the place. In coverage, pass rushing, run stopping, he's just been a beast. He's been all over the field. Micah Parsons is your defensive rookie of the year, no question. Offensive rookie of the year. At number 3, I got Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle has been a monster. He's going to end up setting the rookie catch record, I believe. Rookie catch record? Yes. He's been a beast. He's a major reason on why the Dolphins went on a 7-game win streak and almost got them in the playoffs. It was a lot to do with Jalen Waddle. I think the other 2 guys did something more spectacular. Number 2 is Mac Jones. Mac Jones basically got this Patriots team to tie for the division title, got them to the playoffs, a team that was not a playoff team last year. And yeah, a lot of that to do with Bill Belichick in the system. But it's worth mentioning, Mac Jones has been an animal this year. He's been a beast. He's played very, very well. He's played very efficient. I should say that. He has not made a ton of mistakes. Number 1, and I honestly didn't have him number 1 until this week, Jamar Chase. Do we even need to talk about it? 283 yards. What? I mean, he's been Joe Burrow's favorite target. Their connection's been amazing. And I think it's also has a lot to do with Joe Burrow, but I think he had a lot to do with Joe Burrow's success this year. Speaking of Joe Burrow, let's talk about the award he's in contention for, the comeback player of the year. At number 3, I have Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott came back after a very gruesome ankle injury and now has the Cowboys sitting at a division title and a contender to win the NFC, to win the conference, to go to the Super Bowl. Do I think they will? Absolutely not. But I think it's worth mentioning that he has played phenomenal this year. He did have a few lumps throughout the season, a few times where he struggled. Only thing is also everybody said there was no question he was going to win. There was no doubt. And I said Joe Burrow was going to win it. And Joe Burrow's not even, and Dak Prescott's not even my number 2 because that's Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa came back again and has led this San Francisco defense to the verge of the playoffs. He's been an absolute unit on the off the edge. He's been virtually unstoppable. I think he's top 5 in the league in sacks. I know he's up there for tackles, but Nick Bosa has been just unstoppable run defense, off pass blitz, all of it. Pass rush, sorry. I'm trying to look up something and talk. Yeah, he's tied with 15 sacks, number 3. He's just been a straight beast. You have to give him credit. At number 1, Joe Burrow. Listen, he just put on probably the 2 best passing performances of the season the last 2 weeks. He's thrown dime after dime, money ball after money ball. Anybody other than Joe Burrow would be a sham. It would be a shame. You got to give it to Joe Burrow. So we got comeback player of the year. Let's go to offensive player of the year. Number 3, I got Deebo Samuel. Deebo has been a beast as a running back and a receiver, but he hasn't been the best at either. That's why he's at 3. But he is a top 3 candidate for it. He's got to be mentioned. At number 2, and I wish we could do a co-offensive player of the year, I'm going Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor put up probably the most dominant performance of the season this year against Buffalo. He's been a beast running the ball. The way that guy finds holes is insane. The only thing is he struggled. He's had a few games this year. It's like, dude, what's going on? So I can't put him ahead of number 1, who's Cooper Kupp, who's gonna break a lot of records this year. He's been probably maybe one of the best receiving seasons we have ever seen. And he has now become overhated. People are hating on him so much because he plays in the slot and he's all scheme. Dude, the scheme is designed to make you play well. That's the whole freaking point of a scheme. Why are we bashing a guy? Because he's a scheme fit. I never understood that. I've never liked that argument. He runs the routes he's told. He runs them extremely well. He's an amazing route runner. He knows he can read defenses on the run. It's awesome. He is your offensive player of the year. And defensive player of the year, I'm going to go starting at number 3. I have who do I have at number 3? This is interesting for me. I'm going to go Myles Garrett. I want to put Trayvon Diggs at 3, but Trayvon Diggs also has the most yards on his head. Although he does have the interceptions, which I respect. I do respect Trayvon Diggs. I know a lot of people he's like, it's either a touchdown or an interception. Not really. And I'm okay with that because an interception is so valuable, stealing a possession. He's done that 12 times this year. He's gained 12 possessions for his team. And we're going to sit there and bash him because no. I 100% think Trayvon Diggs is up there, but I'm going to go number 3, Myles Garrett. Most of the season, he was my number 1. He was a beast for most of the season. He struggled down the stretch. I think there's 2 guys that passed him. And number 2 is your defensive rookie of the year, Micah Parsons. I think any other season, Micah Parsons might win defensive player of the year. The way he plays just all around, he's all over the field. He's all over the field. But we can't ignore who number 1 is. That's TJ Watt. You very well could have given it to him last year, but you didn't. But TJ Watt also, he very well could break the sack record this week, missing 4 games. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's a longer season. He played a shorter season. He played 14 games this year. Or no, it's going to have been 13 games this year, and he might break their sack record. Unbelievable. That is unheard of. TJ Watt is your clear-cut defensive player of the year. It's not even a question. So I'm going to go to my favorite award, the most valuable player. It's a two-man race. It's a two-man race. I'm going to go to my top 5 just because we've done top 5 all year. At number 5, I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor. Or no, sorry. Not Jonathan Taylor. Number 5, I'm going to Justin Herbert. I love Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is a top 3, top maybe 4 quarterback in the league. The play's never dead with him. Some of the throws he's made, and especially in that Kansas City game a few weeks ago, are phenomenal. Like there was one where he was getting pulled down and he threw it and it was a dime. It was an absolutely on the target, no issue, perfect throw. I think he does get hurt because he does have a brand new head coach a little bit, but he's number 5. And number 4, I have Jonathan Taylor. Like I said, Jonathan Taylor, he's been up there all year, but it's a lot easier for a running back than a receiver to win MVP. But Jonathan Taylor sometimes with him, I just feel he just has had a few games this year. It's like, what's going on? Like, where's your big plays? Like, so he's kind of slid down a bit, but he's still Still up there. Number 3, I have Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, like I said, has been an absolute beast this year. And I know a lot of people hate on Joe Burrow heading into the season that he had a weak arm. He was going to get hurt again. He shut them all up. He was not a big play guy last year. And all he has done is make big play after big play after big play. It's continued now that he's got receivers. He's got a decent offensive line. The coaching staff has gotten better. I'm going to go Joe Burrow at number 3. Number 2, Tom Brady. Tom Brady's been top 2 or 3 this entire season. It's just, I mean, I've talked about Tom Brady so much this year. It's just you can't ignore what Aaron Rodgers has done. You take him out the Packers, they're not in the position they are. That is the biggest thing for me, is Aaron Rodgers has basically willed the Packers to where they are. And I know a lot of people want to hate on Aaron Rodgers because of him being a jerk or whatever, like that reporter from Chicago said. I don't care. He's the most valuable player in the NFL. It's not even close. It's not even close. So there's one more piece of business I would like to touch on with this episode, and that is the national championship game, Alabama and Georgia. I'm very excited for it. I got Alabama winning. I think Alabama, I just think coaching better, offense better, defense is the only thing Georgia's better than, but I think Alabama showed that they can rip through that defense, and I think they'll do it again. It was a huge bounce back game though for Georgia against a team like Michigan. They bounced back very well. One more thing I want to talk about. Everyone bashing Cincinnati. This is why you shouldn't have put a group of 5 team in. You're an idiot. You're moronic. Let's look at some of this. All right, Cincinnati. Well, no. We're going to look at this. Let's look at the first year of the college football playoff. Final score between Oregon and Florida State was 59-20. Alabama lost to Ohio State 42-35. Okay. Let's look at the national championship that year. Or no, we won't even. We'll look at 2015-16 playoffs. Clemson beat Oklahoma 37-17. Alabama 38-0 over Michigan State. Let's look at the third year. Alabama to Washington 24-7. Clemson to Ohio State 31-0. Oklahoma to Georgia the very next year. That was the best game we've ever seen in the playoff, double overtime. Alabama to Clemson. Number 1 Clemson, the defending national champions, 24-6. I believe that's the exact same score. Let me check real quick. No. Okay. Alabama won 27-6 against Cincinnati. Almost the exact same score. Let's look at 2018-19. Clemson, Georgia, 31-3, I believe. 30-3. 45-34, Alabama over Oklahoma. LSU, Oklahoma. I remember this one. 63-28. Ohio State, Clemson. That was a really good game. I do remember that. Last year, Alabama, Notre Dame. 31-14. Ohio State, Clemson. 49-28. They're all blowouts. There's blowout after blowout after blowout. Cincinnati was not the only one. Cincinnati held their ground better than that Washington team, Michigan State, Clemson last year, Clemson the year against Alabama. They have held their ground more than a lot of teams that have played. I was impressed with the way they played. They were in that game for 2.5 to almost 3 quarters. Simple as that. If anything, that's a plus. We saw a plus, a good thing for a group of 5 teams. And if you hold that against them, you're moronic and you clearly just it's all about the money. Whew. End of rant. Thank you guys for watching episode 19 of the Sports Raid. I hope you guys enjoyed last week of the NFL season. We got playoff content coming out next week. I'm excited. Go Birds. Have a great day.